Start out with your health. How did you come out of the Texas Tech game? I know you took some pretty good shots.
Yeah, came out healthy and yeah, feeling good.
What what did you learn from that game that maybe you hadn't learned in the previous 7?
Yeah, we just when you play great teams, for example, yeah, Texas Tech and we've been getting ourselves in a hole and sometimes you can't dig yourself out of that hole against great teams, and so we just got to start faster.
Aaron said you were hard on yourself and kind of, I'm not sure if he used the term blamed yourself, but you were hard on yourself. Why was that? Did you just feel like you didn't play well, or what?
I mean, you always want to compete and you hate losing, and so yeah, you're always gonna look back and you shouldn't harp on it forever, but you kind of you look at the negatives early on and you kind of get emotional and but yeah, then you turn that into gratitude and just being grateful for the moment, but we got to bounce back.
Your older brother Hank had a similar start to his college career, really hot start and then suffer a loss. Did he have any advice for you after the game of how to rebound from a loss after an initial hot start like you've had?
Yeah, I mean, he's the true test of a man and a football team is how you bounce back from adversity, and so he's kind of just been telling me that, and yeah, I mean he's got some great experience with that, and yeah, I mean we just got to bounce back and obviously learn from it and grow.
Doesn't sound like the loss nicked your confidence or any of your offensive teammates.
No, yeah, you learn and grow, and I mean We've earned the right to play with confidence and swagger, and so when we step in between lines, we carry that confidence.
The next game is always the most important game, right? But is that mantra tested, especially coming off of a loss like last week, to kind of come out and prove that's not who you guys normally are?
Of course, yeah. You always just want to bounce back and again play with confidence and swagger, and so that's what we got to do on Saturday.
How important there is it coming out with urgency? It seems like that's been kind of a theme for Kalani this week, just the urgency of this team and starting strong.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a big emphasis, and you always want to start the game off fast, the game off strong. So it's been harped on.
Aaron said the noise was a factor there. That your communication was a little bit spotty. Why was that, or as opposed to another game on the road, say like at Arizona or East Carolina?
Yeah, it was just a lot of environment and a lot of noise and hindered some some actions.
When you won the starting quarterback job back in fall camp, A-Rod noted that you knew the playbook pretty much when you got the job. Has he added more to that throughout the season, to that playbook, to where you're throwing in more stuff each and every week?
Yeah, I mean you always add in more naturally as the season goes on, and then obviously scheming up for certain defenses, you're obviously going to implement some new plays, and so yeah, I mean it's been a great process, and yeah, we just got to keep going.
You've mentioned bouncing back a couple times. Execution-wise, what does that look like for this team, whether it's on the field or mentality-wise?
Yeah, I mean it was kind of that game was kind of an anomaly of what we are. I mean I felt like we've done a great job of executing and just being who we are, and for whatever reason, kind of just I don't know. I don't want to say we shied away. We just weren't playing our game, and so be back home at less and just got to play BYU football.
As far as looking at what TCU's defense brings, are they similar to any defense that you guys have faced so far?
Yeah, I mean a little bit of Iowa State in there, and but I mean it's a very intricate defense, and Coach Avils does a great job of scheming up, and so we got to come ready to play.
How much are you looking forward to just being back at home and being in a crowd where they're on your side instead of being on the road? You guys been on the road for a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be great to be in front of Les and the Rock and Cougar Nation.
Because of your ties with Boise State, do you know Andy Avalos?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a cool story. He was at Merida Valley one time, and he was the DC at Boise, and yeah, I was eating a hamburger, and he said that hamburger looks good, and so that was funny to me, but yeah. But yeah, and he coached Hank as well, so yeah.
Any other questions
with
for Bear?
JoJo being out with injury for almost 2 months, how hard is it to rebuild the chemistry that you guys developed throughout fall camp and game week, and just trying to prepare for an opponent at the same time?
I mean, you kind of have that natural chemistry with the guys, and especially JoJo, who's just a great athlete and knows his job. It's it hasn't been hard, and he's fitting in just right.
Anything else? All right, thanks, Bear.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bear.